Welcome to Daytona. Welcome to Daytona. Welcome. Well, whoa. Welcome to Daytona. Daytona? Oh my god, what am I doing? Sorry, we're going to drive the Bugatti around Daytona for this Daily Race C track guide. Not a complicated track, quite an easy one. Probably only about 4 or 5 braking points in it. But the Bugatti's a little bit of a tricky car to drive. It's 4-wheel drive, but it's heavy. It's heavy. Anyway, coming up to turn 1. Wow, back up, son, back up. We're already past our braking point here, I think. Backity, 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 back. There we go. Okay, so what we're looking for here. We're flying down this straight. We've gone past the start-finish line. We're about here on the track. Alright, we're about here. And what we're spotting, for me, anyway, is that double yellow line. Basically, a double yellow line. Yeah, bad. Bad. That is your braking point. Now, the end of that is not your braking point. It's before the end of that. It's probably around here, right? So what you're doing, you angled the car probably here. You're looking towards the straight. You're starting to turn in. You see the end of that curb. It's about halfway up your screen, your monitor. Plant those brakes, okay? Full, but only briefly. So plant them and aim the car straight. This is one thing with this car. You've got to brake it in a straight line. If you don't brake in a straight line, full braking that is, the back's going to go past you, okay? So we're braking full. We're coming down here. We're braking it in a straight line, okay? But we know we need to get this car around a bend. So we start to turn the car around here. We're letting off the brakes now. We're starting to trail brake. We're coming down through the gears. Where are we? Probably going to be in 4th now. Trail brake it around. Down into 3rd. Okay, keep it. You're going to feel it. Try and go, but try and keep the speed up. Right? And trail brake it around this corner. And then just as you come to here, you've got the control. You're still balancing the brakes. You're still balancing the throttle. Down into 2nd. Right? Cut this. Get close to this apex as possible. As close as you can. Right? You might need to flick it into 1st if you're really running a bit wide. You need a bit more rotation. But 2nd's usually fine. Be careful though. Because there's a weird sort of hidden wall thing. Somewhere. There. I'm hitting it there. It sticks out a little bit, so just be careful not to get too tight to those tyres, right? So you're in 2nd gear, and you're about here, right? At this point, you can whack it up into 3rd and plant the throttle, okay? Because you need to be brave, and it runs out quite wide. There's a lot of grip in this car, right? And it runs out nice and wide. Run it to about there. You plant the throttle, right? Oh, we're all shaking. Up to 4th. Keep your line. Okay, then you want to move over to this side of the track, okay? Because we've got a right-hander, quite a tight right-hander coming up, okay? And our brake. Oh, there he is. Yeah, where's my thing? Here we. Hello. How are you doing? Thought I might see you at this.
Oh, hello. How are you, man? What are you doing? Where's everybody else?
I'm doing a track guide. Hopefully help people out.
Guide.
Yeah.
Track guide.
Like
I
you
need
do.
a track guide. A penalty? Penalty. Everybody penalty. There's your guide. You penalty guide.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okie dokie. My God, that guy. Let's back up. Still there, so we just need to be a little bit careful. Right, let's do this one. Right, so I totally missed the braking point on this. Here he is. We're backing up. Right, so it's a bit of a weird one. So I use that one, right? The one just on the right hand side. We're coming down here, and when I brake. Basically, I wait for the one to leave my screen, okay? So I'm on the left-hand side of the track. There's probably some things on the left you can use. So if I'm braking about here now, there's a dark patch on the floor right in front of me. That's not going to go anywhere. Looks like a kind of upside-down L. You can use the white truck on the left, or even the cones over there on the right. Anyway, here's your braking point. Typically, right, so you're coming down here, you're braking hard, you're braking hard, you're braking hard, you're braking hard, down to third, down to second. Right, this is again, it's a late apex, this one, okay? So you're still braking, your trail braking in. At this point, you're probably thinking, I ain't gonna make that, I ain't gonna make that. Down into first, the car will suddenly rotate, right? You'll feel it cut back in, flip it back into second, and at this point right here, put the throttle down, and it's a weird shaped track here, right? So you'll see this curb here. Don't worry too much about it, but it is a bump, right? It is a bit bumpy, but you can go over it and run out here, but keep that foot planted if possible. Alright, and then you're coming down this kind of weird middle section, right? All fast, all quick, right? Coming down here. This is going to bend to the left, right? Try and keep it tight as possible. It's quite fast that section, so it's tricky to keep it tight sometimes, but yeah, keep it as tight as possible. And now we're coming up to another right-hander, similar to the last one. It's just a little bit more gentle, but it's also a late apex as well. So braking points, I use this again rubbish part of the track where they've just put it together really shoddily. Nice dark patch there. Obviously, it's been there as a braking point. Some of the builders have gone, oh, you know, put that down there. I'll use that as a braking point. Nice one, Pop. Nice one. Right. So I brake just past it. All right. Just past it. About there. All right. There we go. And then we're braking hard. We're braking hard. We're braking hard. We're braking hard. Start to come off the brakes, okay? Because you need to turn the car. Remember, if we're turning the car, we need to come off the brakes to compensate for that turn. Otherwise, the car is just going to it's going to slide. You're going to drift it around the corner, okay? If you want to drift it, go for it. But we need to be coming off the brakes now. Off the brakes. Still turning, but still we still want to slow down that car enough to make the apex, okay? Down into third. Okay, down into third. You can feel it starting to lose grip. Okay, down into second. Rotate the car. Rotate the car. Late apex. Perhaps, if you need to, again, down into first just for a second until you see that on the right hand side, the curb changes pattern. Okay, when you see that, that's the point you really want to be thinking about putting your foot down, okay? And that's, get your foot down. The car will go and it'll run out wide. There's quite a lot of track and quite a wide curb too. So use it if you can, but just be careful, the car will want to hit that grass, alright? It likes a bit of grass, this car. Right, next bit, we come down here, braking point. This is the braking point probably for most people here, is where this road veers off to the right here. Obviously there's a corner where the grass meets it. It's pretty much bang on it, if not just a bit past it. So about here really. Here's your braking point, and I aim for the middle, right? About here, I'm aiming for this. Get that white line right down the middle of the car. So we're braking hard down to third, down to second, right? Trail brake it now, lift off. You're probably going to be off the brakes and the throttle. Get the car turned into this apex, right? And just about here, this is where you want to put your foot down. Usually the best thing to do is put your foot up to third, plant it. I just planted it really hard then. Right, and the car's going to run out wide. That's fine. You can go right out here, no big deal. All good, all good. It gets the speed up for the straight. Anyway, right, keep your foot planted, keep your foot planted. If it runs out wide, that's all good, that's all good. Just don't hit that wall. Right, and then down here we go. Here we go, down to probably, now we're coming down to probably the trickiest part of the track, I reckon. It's the end of the lap, so if you do it on a time trial, you know, this is the bit you think, oh my god, I'm up, and you need to nail this. Okay, so we're coming down here. It's a chicane, it's kind of a kink, but it's quick, and you need to get it right because it's all on a straight, and there's another straight towards the start-finish line. So anyway, let's go. Braking point. between the number 2 board and the number 1 board over there is this. And I've gone past it. It's a little sort of, you know, the yellow flag light, blue flag light, sort of stuff like that. Or it's a telly, I don't know. But that black box, that is your braking point, okay? Pretty much brake on it. All it says. As it's above your car, you can hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. So you're probably going to be in 6th. Could be 7th. Whatever gear you're in. High gear anyway. Brake hard. Brake hard. Stay in the gear you're in, okay? Don't come down gears too fast in this car because it will unsettle the car. Okay. Calm down. So you're in 6th. Right, we're braking hard. We're starting to lift off the brakes now. Again, we're trail braking. We're managing the balance of the car. Down into 5th. Okay, again, you can feel the car, right, coming into the corner. Probably about here is probably where you want to hit 4th. Okay, still managing that brakes. We're flying, right? Try and clip it like this. Okay, get it over that curb, right? And then you're managing your pace. You really need to get in tight. Don't worry about this one too much. Okay, you can come out here. That's okay, as long as you get that speed up and you get the exit right. Okay, so coming out here is fine. Stay in 4th, right? Stay in 4th. Manage the brakes. Get the car pointed in the right direction. Once you feel like it's got pointed in the right direction, put your foot down, right? And you can cut this pretty nicely. Like, careful of that white line. Where you're going to be is over here. So here's an issue, right? This is where people are getting caught out with the penalties. Okay, if you're over here like that, if your wheels are to the right hand side of that yellow curb, you got yourself a penalty, sir. Right? But if you're over here like this, you got a wheel on that curb, you're all golden. Just make sure you're in 4th gear and you're planted. You probably want to be doing about 100, 99, 100 miles per hour, whatever that is in kilometers. And then off we go to the line, all the way to the line, and there you go. There is your track guide for Daytona Daily Race Scene. Thank you for joining me as usual. Catch you later. Have a good day. Have a good week. Woo!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like